Hey everybody. Hey everybody, so we're back. Sorry about that. The stream kind of crashed. This happened sometimes when people were putting in symbols and there was some bug with iOS. I don't know if it'll happen again if somebody else is playing with the chat or something. I don't know. But sometimes these things happen. It's just a check. So I want to give a shout out to Ian, who wrote in with a super chat that he's going to be coming in October, I believe. So thank you very much for that. I received the message. Let me know when you come into town, everybody, because I might be doing a meetup. I do the meetups. You can see them. I announce them on Instagram. I announce them in the community posts in the Only Japan Go channel, and I also will set up event pages on Facebook, which is facebook.com/ Only in Japan TV. There's a TV at the end, and you can find. I guess somebody had Only in Japan, but you can find me there on those social media sites, and then I will have the Telugu bug. I'm pretty sure it was fixed, but that was bad. Thank you, Dario. I'm going to get to this in a second. So if you want to do a meetup and you're going to be here in October, Ian, definitely, I would love to meet you. Julian as well. And Dario, if you ever make it, I would love to meet you as well. How are you doing with your wife? Is everything chillaxing? You know what? It is. It's actually really good. And I think I you there's this newlywed phase, and where you guys we're just so happy and things are working so good and you have that newness of it. But we've been dating for a while before we got married. Um, I think that there's little things like I can't find stuff sometimes because she puts it away, but then it's basically my fault because I probably should have put it away. But I'm a guy and I have to move from bachelor mode to I gotta move to bachelor mode to like married mode, and that's more my fault than her fault. So I gotta keep doing my best to get better at that. And a lot of the advice that I got on marriage came from my own parents, who I call often through FaceTime and Skype, and also from like friends that are married. The person who I respect the most as a married person, who I asked for advice, was Simon from Simon and Martina. Simon has such an amazing um, relationship with his wife, and I guess you could see that if you're a subscriber of the show. And I actually contacted with Simon, and we talked for like a couple of hours about how to be a good husband, because to me it's sort of a new thing. I've been a bachelor for so many years, and yeah, his help was huge, and he's one of the most unselfish people, and I think that's why the marriage works. You can't be selfish, but you have to think about yourself sometimes. But you can't be a selfish person and then have a successful marriage, because it's not about you; it's about the team, and we have a team of two. Grow a mustache. I didn't shave this morning. This is what I look like after 2 days of not shaving. It started to turn white as well. My wife asked me if I'm gonna dye my hair, and I said, "Why? You don't like it?" And she goes, "No, I like it, so I'm gonna dye my hair." I Yeah, I can read the signs, but it's all right. When you get to 44, sometimes stuff turns gray and you can't do anything about it. But just kind of love it. Should I bring cup noodle flavored potato chips for the Singapore meetup? Totally, yeah. Do it. Bring Nathaniel. So Nathaniel Wong is definitely bring some stuff from Singapore. I'm gonna do a live stream of the meetup in Singapore, and we're gonna have some fun. And this is gonna be the first. I'm gonna do two meetups while I'm in Singapore. I'm there from the 16th to the 20th. The main meetup will be on the 18th in Sentosa, where I'll be emceeing the Asia Spelling Cup, and we have the event hall for the entire day, and they've given me permission to use the event hall for a meetup. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Bring everything that you want to bring to show me, because it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be so much fun to meet up with everybody in Singapore. Dario writes in love from Austin, Texas. Awesome. I've been through Dallas. Texas is one of the states that I have not seen much of. I've been through Dallas airport like a dozen times, because American Airlines flies through there to go to the East Coast from Japan. I would love to just stop for a couple of days, rent a car, and just drive around. And there's no way I would cover the whole state, but I might hit you up for some travel advice, Dario, because my gosh, I'd love to see more of Texas. I have a don't mess with Texas magnet on my refrigerator because I've been through Dallas airport so many times. So definitely, that's so cool. Austin is not. I don't. You know what? The Texas is so darn big. I think Austin might be quite a ways from Dallas, right? I know it's the capital of Texas. I know that. Um, Rob, what did Japanese think of giant beards? Asking for a friend. And then you like it, and then Rob has a picture of a guy with a giant beard. You know what? Beards are not that um, prevalent in Japanese culture. I don't see a lot of them. In China, you see people wearing beards, especially older people. I don't see a lot of people with beards in Japan, and the ones that have beards are considered like hippies, I guess. Um, Maybe a throwback to the 1970s or something when people had beards here in Japan. But I think there's something when you're clean shaven here in Japan. It kind of represents yourself as somebody who's good at a regiment or a routine. I think that's completely silly. Beards are pretty darn cool. I wish I could grow a full one. It doesn't connect here, so it looks really evil. Um, yeah, I a porn stash. I don't. That's sort of what it turns into. It doesn't connect, and it's still pretty soft. This is about as far as it goes before it starts just looking worse. So, you know what? If you have a beard, I think Japanese will be fascinated by it. I think it's not a, it's I think it's a pretty cool thing to have it when you're in Japan. They don't see a lot of beards, and I know in the U.S. a lot of guys have that lumberjack look, which is pretty cool. I wish I could do that. I look like a deranged half American, half Indian, like lost in the woods kind of a dude. If I try to go that route, it doesn't work on some people. It doesn't work on me. I don't think it would work on my friend Peter. Peter would not be able to do the lumberjack look. I don't think he's good with the um like a Euro Euro look, the European Metro German look. I don't know what that means, but a lot of my German friends say that he looks really good. I'm just saying. I don't know what you'd call Peter's look, but he would not look good with the lumberjack look. He wouldn't look good in a beard. I would not. This is as far as I can go. Peter doesn't do any hair. Yeah, Peter's a nice. He's smooth. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Peter versus Kojak look. No, I think it's Peter Kojak look. That's Kojak had it before Peter. But I think it'd be funny. My fashion is like most of your fashion. I'm like normal fashion. Is just a t-shirt and jeans. That's normal. But some people give it a little bit extra push, and Peter's one of the guys that does that, and we love him for that. To be to be an original person, right? Will you show us your house someday? Alex, yeah, Uniqlo. That's right, Panta. Panta. So, Alex, I will do a house thing, but probably not for a while. I don't want to. When I showed you my last apartment in Shinozaki, a lot of people got a hold of the address, and then people were actually going there, and I had people meeting me after I had announced where I live. So I'm not gonna really do that because I think I don't live alone anymore. So when people ask me for my address, I don't actually give my home address. I give Shingo, who was on the live stream a couple of days ago. I give his address at his office, and then he'll bring it the packages to me, and and he brought a lot of boxes the other day. So that's why I did this unboxing. But we're now in bonus time. So yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant, and that's probably my wife right now saying don't give out the address. But I won't do that because I'm not the only one who lives it. They don't have Zane. That's a great question. They don't have PO boxes in Japan. I If you're a daimyo and you get a package from me once a month, the address that I give you is the post office that's down the street from me. I don't give the one that's closest to me, but that's the post office there. They know my name and they know where I live, and they said as long as your name is on it, they'll be able to deliver it. They know. I think so. Some of the people in the post office watch the YouTube series, believe it or not. So they know where I live. Um, Now to clean it all up, Shingo needs some gifts for being the mailman. He totally does, and you can reach Shingo by just deleting my name on that address and writing Shingo, and and he will get the package. He's the main man of that office, so he's the dude. Have you ever tried Vegemite? Yes, I have, and I really like it. I really like Vegemite, and if it's a battle between Marmite and Vegemite, I'll pick Vegemite. I don't know why. Maybe it's the yellow on the container. There's just something mentally, because Vegemite was the first that I had, and if Vegemite was your gateway into the mites, then that's the one you stick with. I'm loyal to Vegemite. I love it. I wish we had it more here. I was an acquired taste because I was living in Australia. In the year 2000, 1999 and 2000, I lived on Bondi Beach in a youth hostel. I had an address. I actually had an illegal job, um, an illegal legal job. It was legal because he couldn't find anybody else to work for him, and I didn't really get payment in cash. I was paid in food, and was more like a volunteer. I don't know if like Australia's watching, they might ban me, so I can't tell you exactly everything that happened. But I lived on Bondi Beach like 20 years ago. It's almost, and this is before the Millennium Party. And the funny story about this was when I was there, I got to meet a celebrity. I got to meet two celebrities, two big celebrities, because all the celebrities were going to Australia for the Millennium. And Bill Gates was down there. I think I I went to a club, and I was much younger then. And I was at a club, and I ended up snogging some really nice lady, and she said that she was the daughter of Angus Young. I don't know if she was lying, but she was Australian. She invited me to the ACDC New Year party. I never told anybody this story. I don't know why I'm telling you guys. And I said, "Oh wow, that's great. That's cool. Okay." And I didn't go because I would. Okay, let's say I do meet Angus Young, and I don't even know if this was his real daughter. Let's just say I do. What am I supposed to tell him? Why? How did you get invited here? These are stories you just want to keep to yourself. So I didn't go to that, but I did. I did go to where is it? I went to Darling Harbor for the Millennium. So when everyone was watching on TV with the bridge exploding with fireworks and the opera tower, I was right there with everybody else watching it in the year 2000. While I was there on Bondi Beach, I remember waking up at the youth hostel, and I would go next door to the Bondi Backpackers to eat breakfast. And there was only one seat there. All right, so I sat down, and there was people are very like this. You just sit, you take whatever's available. And I said, "Hey, good morning." And the woman looked up to me, and it was Claire Danes. I don't know if you guys know who Claire Danes is. She's a really famous actress, and she was sitting on the other side of the table. And I didn't really know who she was until after, but I did talk to her a little bit. I was pretty cool, very down to earth person, and I guess she was there with her manager or something because he wasn't there when I sat down, and then he came after a while, and then I guess I was in his chair, but she didn't tell me to move or anything. We were a lot younger too back then. Super nice person. I guess she's been in a lot of hit TV shows and stuff like this, but this was like the vibe down in Australia. I was also in when I was working on Bondi Beach. I remember a dude. There was this guy who would ride his motorcycle and rev it like crazy. That was Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise was filming Mission Impossible 2 down there in Sydney right before the Millennium. And I was in Darling Harbor, and I got to meet him. He was just by himself. And Darling Harbor has this like a shopping mall area, and for some reason it was completely deserted. And I was there walking around as a tourist, and I saw this guy, t-shirt, sunglasses, aviator glasses. He looked exactly like he does in the movies, except he's not as tall as I thought he would be, but he's a very nice guy, awesome smile, just for a second. And I was out of there. Yeah, he was a little bit shorter than I thought it was. I'm not gonna tell you what we talked about, but that was pretty cool. And Australia at this time, Australia had that kind of vibe where it was like the Wild West down there, and people were coming from all around the world, and you could just meet with there were just celebrities all over the place at that time. And it wasn't such a big deal, but it was pretty cool because he was literally filming Mission Impossible 2, and I don't know why he was there But there you go. I had to meet Tom Cruise by myself, and I didn't take a picture. I didn't have a camera. This is before the digital camera age. Um, all I have is the story, and that's enough, man. I don't need an autograph. I didn't ask him for that. I guess he had kids or something. He was waiting for his kids. I think he was married to Nicole Kidman back then. I didn't see Nicole Kidman, but it was a pretty cool story that I got out of it, and that's all. And I told people like, no, you did not. And I go, I totally did. And if they didn't believe me, I didn't care anymore. I'm like, all right, don't believe me, but it was worth it. And we were both a lot younger back then. Yeah, and my image of Claire Danes now is always of that when I was there in that restaurant. That's always going to be the experience, like my image of her, and not what I see on the TV shows. It's pretty cool. And the funny thing is, I've been able. Joshua writes in, do you consider yourself a celebrity? No way, no way. I don't think that the celebrities consider themselves celebrities. The real celebrities don't even consider themselves celebrities. All right. Yeah, exactly. Caroline, I don't know. I didn't know who the heck she was. At that time, she'd only done a couple of stuff. I think like she was in that big movie with DiCaprio, I think, at the time. And she was doing some other TV show, I think. She wasn't that big, but it wasn't until afterwards that somebody. All right, this is how I found out. Okay, I didn't know who the heck she was, and then it was another person sitting in the cafe asked me, "Do you know who that was?" And I go, "No." Yeah, that's the show, My So-Called Life. And do you know who that was? And I said, "No, I don't know." And he goes, "That was Claire Danes." Like, I don't know who that is. And then they showed me. She wasn't in Titan. She wasn't in Titanic, but at that time, I'm like, oh, cool. And I don't really get excited when I meet celebrities because here's the deal: everybody who is famous or a celebrity, they are just normal people. They they're they're elevated in our view because they're in roles that are larger than life. But when you meet them as real people, they are real people. They're just like us. And I say just like us because I'm no different than you. We're just it's how you see them on the screen or how you see them through the way you watch. And when I met Tom Cruise, I didn't see him as a Hollywood star. And maybe it's because there weren't crowds of people around him going ta, nothing like this. It was just he was happening. He was like, hey, that's the thing. Hey, how you doing? That's it. It's like we're just a couple guys, and that's I think the vibe that a real that's how people are, and that's how celebrities are. I guess when they're in time, it's when you make it a big deal that I think it turns them off, and then they go here, and then you go here. But if you guys, when you meet a celebrity, and you're just, hey, how's it going? That's the coolest thing you can do, and just totally play it off. He goes, yeah, I know who you are, but we're just a couple of guys, so you want a beer? I don't know, like that's how I would play it off. I met a lot of Japanese celebrities. I don't know who they are often, but I know that they're really big and important people here in Japan, and you don't get starstruck. One of them was a guy named Damon. Damon is a rock singer here in Japan. He's very big. He wears makeup. No one has ever seen him without his makeup. And we worked on a show together called Hiroobi, which is a news program where I talk about what are some of the trends that foreign tourists like here in Japan. I was on this live news show here in Japan. Um, and I got to talk with him many, many times. And he's one of the nicest people I've ever met. And I thought he was a clown because I don't listen to his music. I don't listen to Japanese music that much, like popular stuff. And he thought that was funny because I didn't know who he was, but he in the studio would talk about like sumo wrestling and talk about the rules of it, and he was always very friendly in there, and people would treat him like a star, but I didn't really know who he was, so I didn't treat him any differently than anybody else. And I think that's the way it should be. When you see a star, if you treat them like a star, that puts you underneath them. And when you see a star, if you talk to them like you would everybody else, that may put you on the same level, and that means you can have a conversation. Peter Van Gogh is a star, all right? Peter Van Gogh is somebody that you have to talk up to because he knows he's a star. And, when he opens his mouth, you know that he's a star. So Peter is he's quite the celebrity these days, and definitely look at his channel before he promotes it himself. I will plug Peter's channel. Um, Yeah, so I really like these questions here. Don't feed his ego, Brian. Trust me, you cannot feed his ego. His ego is rock solid where it is. It does not go low. It does not go high. He's just Peter, and that's why we love him. If Peter were to change, that would not be Peter. Peter, you missed the unboxing, dude. What I will show you for everybody who's joining me now, and I don't even know because right now the YouTube stream has one person watching, so I don't know how many people are watching. If you do tribute, here's the mess. This is the aftermath. This is so. I'm gonna be using this and doing a story. This is from Two Otaku. This turns your water different colors based on the temperature. This is the coolest thing I've seen. And then my apartment still smells amazing from these candles. Coffee. This is what I'm gonna be using when I go to Ogasawara. And Eric, I guess I can say his name because he already said it was okay. So I got this sign from him and the magnet and the cookies from Brandon. So it's very amazing unboxing. And I gave you the address. Everybody is right here. If you do want to send stuff, I will do another unboxing. There it is right there. This is the WoW building in Asagaya, which is not far from Shinjuku. And I get the packages from my friend Shingo, and I like it because when I get to talk to Shingo more when I get to get the packages. So yeah, and Linda, don't forget Linda's channel. I guess I can plug Linda's channel too. Linda's on Patreon. A lot of people that are watching are Patreon supporters. So if you're a Patreon supporter in the community there, then yeah, we have a really nice community. It's a lot smaller. Vaughn, do not start sending Peter stuff. You'll never hear the end of it. Don't send him cookies. Don't sit, and you know if by saying this, Peter's gonna be getting a lot of stuff. So I mean, it works the opposite. Whatever I tell people not to do something, they do it. So don't send Peter anything. So you can send them stuff. All right, I'm gonna take one more minute of questions. Thank you, Eric. Poor Peter. No, because Peter's, trust me, it works the opposite of what when when I'm mean to Peter, the entire world loves Peter even more because they feel for him. Was Jennifer at your wedding? No, she wasn't. She was doing. Hold on a second. Somebody's calling me. No, she wasn't there. She had a job. She had a job to do. That was Kevin Riley. You guys want to talk to Kevin Riley? I guess so. Maybe he butt dialed me. All right, let's see if we get Kevin on here.
Hey, that was quick. I was going to take your message.
So I'm actually live streaming right now, Kev.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're on the live stream, so speak cautiously. Remember those 4-letter words that we were talking about the other day? Don't use them. No, that's why I'm just kidding.
I can't say food. Come on.
No, well I'll call you back later on if you wanted to talk about something. But what's the weather like down in Osaka?
Actually, not so hot today. It's better than it has been the last couple of days. So.
Yeah. Oh man, I know Osaka's usually like 2 or 3 degrees hotter than Tokyo usually, right?
Yeah, we are.
Cool. Any trips down to Tokyo? Up to Tokyo?
Up to Tokyo? Not this summer.
Not this summer. So I'll see you down in Osaka then.
Yeah. Who knows? Might get up there in autumn or something. Autumn's nicer up there.
Did you start your Patreon page yet?
Yeah, actually, that's what I'm calling.
Oh, you're calling about Patreon? Okay. Yeah,
so
if you're watching right now, Kevin and Peter and Jennifer all have Patreon pages. Kevin just started his. I guess how do I find it? Just Kuma's Kitchen, right?
Yeah, Kuma's Kitchen. Yeah, it's not published yet though.
Oh, it's not published yet.
I mean, I'm on there as Kuma's Kitchen because I'm one of your patrons now.
Yeah. I see it there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Well, let me know, and we'll put it on the site so people can go and take a look.
Yeah, sure. And actually, I'll just send you the question in text, which is what I was about to do.
Okay,
So
yeah, text is fine.
Send me back an answer. That'd be great. Thanks, man. Enjoy your life.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Hello, everybody.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, he's calling about a Patreon question. Yeah, Kevin is like Chuck Norris, man. He's got that Chuck Norris um, way to speak. It's just so cool, mellow. You just feel comfortable when you hear him, and I think that's one of the reasons why his show Kuma's Kitchen is really popular. Let's see here. The people who watch his show are diehard, like Elizabeth in Austria. She's always telling me promote Kevin's channel more. So that's what I'm doing. What's up with Jennifer? I really don't know. I might meet with Jennifer next week. She's been very busy. She's got a tough schedule. She does a lot more stuff than just on YouTube. And if you follow her on YouTube, then I think you know that she's quite busy. She's got clients. She's got stuff to do. And she lives. I'm not gonna tell you where she lives, but she lives not that. She doesn't live close to me. So that's 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 just the thing. Peter lives a lot closer to me. I'm not telling you where he lives either, because but it's easier to do live streams with Peter than it is to do with Jennifer, and it's easier to do live streams with Jennifer than it is to do with Kevin, because Kevin lives in Osaka, and Osaka is quite a ways away. So yeah, so that's just that I also want to introduce you to more people, and this is the thing. This is the thing with with my world is very large. I know a ton of people, so hopefully, and that's Kevin just left me a question he wants to ask about Patreon, but I know a lot of people, and I have a lot of friends here, and I want to introduce you to more different kinds of people, so then you can get and not YouTubers, okay? I think that I'm really happy that my friends have started YouTube, but I don't know them as YouTubers, and I think that they're more my friends than YouTubers, so I'm not big into collaborating. Tammy, Simon and Martina are more like my friends than I don't see them as YouTubers. I see them more like as friends. So I don't know. I don't know if we'd collaborate, but it would be fun. I have met Rachel and Jun a couple of times. They're very, very nice, very, very friendly. Jun is so cool. He's just like cool. Meet up with Mickey Chan. I think he was here and he did something with Simon and Martina before. Um, I don't know. Tabby Eats. I met with those guys too, and I would love to. I think they're back from Hawaii now. I'd love to hang out with them and talk with them. There's a lot of really hardly make videos anymore. Simon and Martina, I think they put something up once a week. They were very overactive, I think. They were doing something like 7 times a week or 10 times a week. They were uploading something, and they're still doing a lot of content, but they don't really need to. The thing with YouTube is that if you over upload, it's not good, and if you under upload, I wish I could upload more on the main channel. That's not good either. You want to upload like once a week, and I think if you're uploading all the time, I think that's great for your fans, but that means you're probably not putting as much work into your edits as you probably should. And I put a lot more into my edits than I probably should, because I don't think I get back, which is the great thing with Patreon. I don't get back everything that I put into each video that I edit. Some of the videos do really well. Some of them don't do so well, and to make a living off of YouTube is very hard unless you have a lot of different sources of income, or unless you're like PewDiePie and you have a bazillion people. Even if you have 1 million subscribers, if you're not uploading videos all the time, then you really don't make. You make enough, just enough maybe to call this a career, but not a lot to be. You're not going to be rich, okay? You have to have tens of millions of subscribers and produce lots of content that gets 1 million views every time, and then you can be rich. But I don't have that, and I just tell stories, and I'm really happy with what I have, actually. Anything over this is just more than I ever dreamed of. So when I get a question, do you consider yourself a celebrity? The answer would be like, I will never, ever consider myself better than somebody else or famous. The fame comes from you. So if you guys know what I do, then that's the most important thing. Apart from anything else, it doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters to a creator is having the content being watched. All right. So that means as a creator, I have to make content that you would want to watch. And the biggest advice that I can give to new creators is when you create content for people that they want to watch. and you are competing as a creator with TV shows. So the quality of the story that you tell should be, of course, it's not going to be like that because they have big budgets, but that's not an excuse not to have a good, compelling story. And I really put a lot of time and effort into each episode, and I wish I could upload more often, but these are not vlogs, not this, but the main channel. These are something that I put a lot of time and effort into it. I ask people for help when I can, like Peter does with the narrations on the sandwich unboxing, and really appreciated that very much. And I'm always in his debt as a result of his help. So, I can only do what I do. But the thing is this, your reputation, and I don't want to talk too much about this because this is not what the stream is about, but your reputation is attached to the content that you put on there. And if you're putting on content that is not family friendly or not is questionable because you want to be cool, then your reputation is this. All right, your reputation is the most important thing that you can have in Japan and probably in anything in business. That's what follows you everywhere that you go. And when I make the shows, I want to have a reputation of having the highest quality show that I could possibly make with a good story that people, when they watch it, they feel satisfied with their time. Because you may not be watching or giving, supporting with money, but the ultimate thing that's more important than even the money is your time. And if I put stuff that's a waste of your time, that's the worst thing that a creator can do, because that means that their content is not even, it's just a waste of time. And in the end, that's what goes through my mind when I make the show. All right, a lot of people have asked me this question, and what goes through my mind is it's not good enough. I don't release the video. Sometimes there'll be spelling errors. I kind of leave one in there maybe just so people can talk about it or find it. Of course, it'd be ideal for it to be completely perfect, but the reality is that if the video is not good enough or the story is not good enough to release, I won't release it. I'll keep working on it until it's good enough, because I know that your reputation as putting forward your best story is good. That's not how you make money on YouTube, though. This is also very important. You don't make money on YouTube by not releasing content all the time. You make money on YouTube by releasing content every single day, and that's why the live streaming makes it easier, because I can still do this, and I can go back and edit and work on the main channel. And this gives me a different source of income that fills in the gaps. So when you guys give super chats or you support on Patreon, this fills in the gaps because I can take my time, and I don't get my money back on the main channel yet. I don't have, it's just really hard to do it because I don't put up enough content. But because of your support, I can take my time more on that and give you the best possible stories and stuff. And that's for me the most important thing. I saw Faye. Faye came in. Hey Faye, while I got you here on here, Faye, I resent you the postcard. It's on the way, okay? So Faye also gets a postcard every month. I'm so appreciative of that. I put a special. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna show you the stamp that I gave you, Faye. No, Faye, don't go anywhere, Faye. Faye, stay there. So I got these cool stamps. Check it out, from the post office. These are stamps. These are onigiri rice ball stamps. All right. And Faye, yours is the one that was right here. Okay. So it's in the mail. I hope it makes it to you. I think everybody got their postcards, but this stamp that was here looks like this. That's the one that's on yours. So look for that in the mail, Faye. It'll be there probably next week. I think it takes just a few days. You're very welcome. I hope that you can come to Japan sometime, because I would love to meet you too. Stephen there's a couple of questions that just came in. So I've cast, can you recommend great places to visit in autumn, off the beaten path, and also great eating areas in Tokyo? And then Stephen Key, hello from Singapore, how married life? Married life's pretty good. We're happy. She's working on a Sunday. My wife teaches dance to students, and her school is growing, which is really a positive thing. I'm really happy about that, and yeah, it's good. We're finding ways to balancing it out, and married life is about building memories, I think, and building stuff together, and we're doing that. She's coming to Singapore with me, by the way, Stephen. So you get a chance to meet her in Singapore. She's never been to Singapore before, so we're gonna see like these big eyes, like, wow, everything's new in Singapore. Look at the food is so good and everything. It's so hot here, and wow. She's gonna be like that, okay? So we'll be there. We'll see you on the 18th. Um, so great places to visit in autumn. Um, I'm gonna answer this, but I'm gonna end this live stream because I got to get back to work. What I want to say is that on in the next couple of days, I'm gonna be doing a live stream, and I'm gonna announce it a couple days in advance, where I can help you with any question that you might have about traveling to Japan. A lot of people have the same question over and over again. They'll ask me via Facebook, which I don't check very often. So don't try to friend me on Facebook. I don't check it. Um, then I do check the Only in Japan page, but I don't check my personal page anymore because it's just like riddled with spam. On Instagram, and you'll see it up. I'll put the link in advance so you can subscribe to it. Thank you, Mary. I want to be able to go over all the questions that you have about traveling to Japan in the summer. I did something like this a while ago, but I think we can do a better job of doing it. And there's always people who have these questions. So I'm going to do this in a couple of days. Keep up the quality work. This is from Joshua. Thank you. Not rushing it. Sorry, I can't do more at the moment. Joshua, that's totally fine, man. You know what? I, anything any financial support that comes in is just huge. So I really appreciate it. It's not don't worry about that. The images. So Jim's also commenting. YouTube app does not reverse the camera anymore. It used to. So everything looks backwards. See. The best places in autumn. I can ask me this in the live stream in a couple of days, but my answer would be go up to the mountains. Don't stay in any city. Try to avoid Kyoto. And a lot of people aren't going to like this, but Kyoto is just too crowded. You're not going to have the best value for your time. Forget the money. Go and see the things that you want to see, but you're not going to have the best value for your time because it's so crowded in Kyoto in the fall. That's the peak season because the leaves are so beautiful around the temples. And here's the thing. Japan has so many temples that you can go out to the mountains in Akita and Tohoku in Aomori. You can go down to Kyushu out in there and see the temples and shrines out there and have the same kind of temple with autumn foliage, and you'll have the whole place to yourself, and it feels more like Zen, more peaceful, more of what you're looking for. If you go over to Kyoto, it's just so crowded, and I made a video with Kevin Riley that's going to be online. I believe it's the next one. I'm working on it right now, so I got to get back and do that. But we compare Kinkakuji with Ginkakuji, which is the golden pavilion, and the silver pavilion, which is more wood. And we talk about both experiences and which one we like better. And I can't tell you what the answer is, but it's kind of obvious if you know us, which one that we like better. Yeah, Anil Riviera, thank you very much. Rivera, it's my pleasure. When you watch this, I'm telling you guys, when you watch it and you leave me comments and ask me questions, I love it. This is why we do this. Rogerodo, have you ever thought about making an episode about the true story of the 47 Ronin? You know, there's a lot of historical stories that I'd love to do. The thing is to do it properly. I can't. Hello. I can't really do something and just like do it half-hearted. You have to put everything into it. And a story like the 47 Ronin, it's not one that you can mess up. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like if you try to do something on a story that's so big like this, and then you mess it up, it just has the absolute opposite for what you want to get across. So in order to do a story on the 47 Ronin, I really have to do a lot of research and present it to you in a way that's almost like History Channel kind of a way, but of course more fun. Yeah, because that's what we do. We like to have a lot of fun. Hey Matsumi! Looking forward to more videos on the main channel. Can't wait to visit again next year. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. I'm sorry we didn't have a lot of time to meet when you were here. I still got Matsumi's K-Cups. So I got a couple of them still left. They've been sustaining me as well. When I've already made a pot of coffee, like I have down here, I'll go to the K-Cups for like supplemental caffeine support to get me through the edits. So I'm always thankful. And thank you for sharing the photos too. Oh wow, that's great. I love seeing, because these are a lot of the people that are commenting that I see in here are also Patreon supporters, so I get to know everybody. Like Carolyn here, I know quite well. I'm already planning Japan. Haven't paid off this year. Yeah, you had a pretty good trip though, Carolyn. You had a pretty good trip. Hey, there's photo photo Luke Hawaii. Yeah. Hey, are you still here in Tokyo, in Japan? Because I definitely want to meet you guys. I know that you left me a message to do it. Everyone leaves me messages when they're in Tokyo to meet up, but it's hard for me to like I'll be working, I'll get a message. It's like, hey, I'd love to meet up with you, and I'm like, whoa, when? Like, how about like right now? And then I've done that where I've left my apartment to go meet somebody, and then I'll come back and then continue working. But it is hard to try to meet up with everybody, but. Um, People I kind of know a lot of people and they're almost like family on the Shinkansen now coming to Tokyo. Oh, seriously? What time do you guys arrive? What time do you arrive in Tokyo? I'm thinking like maybe I'll just go over to Tokyo Station and meet you at the exit. That would be funny, right? That'd be pretty crazy to do this, like this last minute. Hey, I'll meet you at the Shinkansen meetup. Um, have you been to Okon? That's a Rabbit Island, Okinoshima. I haven't been to Rabbit Island. Um, One of the reasons is because every single YouTuber has already been there, I think. But I want to try to find a story behind it to bring you. I just want to be like, I'm at an island filled with rabbits. That's not what I do. And I think if you want to see that content, it's already been done. So if I do this for the main channel, it has to be something with a background and a story that's very compelling and makes you want to watch it. Because when I see some random dudes surrounded by rabbits, I'm like, look, there's people in forests everywhere just laughing and going, what's the big deal? We got rabbits here. They're not really that clean and they're all surrounding you and eating off of you. So that what's the big deal? You're going to come down with a disease or something. So I don't know. I want to find a story behind it. The story is an island full of rabbits, maybe, but that's already been done. So I got to find another approach. But I would love to go there. Richard Williams, I'm planning to come to Japan, to Tokyo next year in May. Where's the best place to stay? Richard, when people ask me for the best place to stay, I come up with a follow-up question like, what's your budget? Because everybody has, and are you coming with a family? There's so many criteria for places to stay. Are you coming with a family? What's your budget? How long do you want to stay? Do you want a quiet neighborhood or do you want a loud neighborhood? Do you want to be close to the station? Do you want Airbnb? There's so many different ways to stay. So I'm gonna answer generally, okay? The best place to stay, in my opinion, is Asakusa. That's the way we say it in English, or Asakusa in Japanese. I like to stay there because you feel more like you're in cultural Japan. If you stay in Shibuya, there's a lot of tourists. It's really loud. You feel like you're in Tokyo. In Asakusa, you feel like you're in Tokyo and in Japan. You get a vibe from it. Historic. You feel like you're in history, and the hotels are more reasonably priced than in Shinjuku and Shibuya. So I like to stay there. Kuramai is a great place to stay. Kuramai has a lot of youth hostels. Kuramai is a budget area. It's very chill. It's on the Asakusa line, so that means and what else is near there? Um, Ryogoku, where the sumo wrestlers are, is next to Kuramai, and Asakusabashi Station, which is JR, which is right next to Akihabara. You can walk to Akihabara from Kuramai, so I recommend that as a really good place to stay. But I like that area, Shitamachi. Don't stay in the center of Tokyo because it's too much. Let's see here. How about staying in Ueno? Ueno, Steven as well is good. Ueno is more urban-like. The thing with Kuramai and Asakusa, it's more historical-like. Ueno is like big city-like. The last video that I put up on the main channel was on the Capsule Hotel. We got permission to film inside, which is cool. That's why I did it, because we got an inside look at it. And that area is very convenient if you're coming to Japan for the first time, because it's right in between Asakusa, Akihabara, Ueno, Ameoko Market. Ameoko Market is right outside of it, which is a really amazing market. So you really get that vibe to it. I don't want to miss this. If you are coming in on the train, I'm not saying for sure I can make it, but it'd be pretty cool to after this live stream to see you guys arrive into Tokyo. and they might be going through the tunnels. I haven't seen the time that they're arriving. Sandy SR, thank you very much. The channel is made up from you guys, you know. If nobody watched it, we wouldn't have this live streaming channel where I could talk to you. We would have let's see here. Yeah, this live streaming channel is a product of you guys wanting to watch it. Not everyone is going to. Uh, they said 2 p.m. Okay, Richard. Yeah, that's actually not. That's actually like in an hour. I'm not sure if I can make it, but I'll try and get in touch with them on Patreon. We have a direct messaging app on Patreon where you can keep in touch with people. Yeah, you know, the uh, what was I just gonna say? Yep, this channel, the live streaming channel, I didn't think it was gonna work, and it only works because we have people who want to watch it. And the moment that the channel just becomes too much for people and they don't want to watch it anymore, then I will just stop doing the channel. But until then, it's kind of a cool way where I can quickly, like in 30 minutes, or I try to give people an advance notice now because it's sort of polite to do that. Uh, you can join me on an adventure or go someplace that see I can see that Caroline just posted on the Patreon page. That was the notification that came up. I can bring you anywhere with me live, and then I can share this experience with you live. And I try to make each live stream special so it feels like we can have a playback value to it. You know what I mean? Like if you watch this again, you can still get information from it and still enjoy it. And that's the way I make the live streams. I don't make it based just purely on the chats. The chats can sometimes guide me. I'll go to it if I have run out of stuff to talk about. But each episode, depending whether or not it's live or not, I want it to be something that's entertaining and that you can watch back. You can watch this on your TV and you can get lots of really good information. It's fun to watch the chats going by on the right side. Once again, shout out to Nasha Broad and Jim in Tacoma, Washington for their support as moderators. Avery, are the Tokyo Bay hotels good? Does Avery Lopez Baines? Yes. I would love to meet you when I go to visit your country as well. The Tokyo Bay hotels are extremely nice. In fact, if you're coming with a family, I highly, highly recommend that maybe you use Tokyo Disneyland as your base. All right? Because these hotels are more like resorts. There's so much stuff for kids to do at the Sheraton. I stayed at the Sheraton when my family came. The Tokyo Bay Sheraton was reasonably priced. Amazing space. You get so much more space for your money there because it's out in Chiba. But there's shuttle buses and the monorail that will take you to the main station, hook you up with JR, and will scoot you into Tokyo Station in like 15 or 20 minutes, and it's really convenient. And then when you come back at night, you're coming back to Disney. And the hotels, I thought they were pretty reasonably priced. If you compare what you get at Disney at the Sheraton to what you get in Central Tokyo, no way. There's no comparison. Like, you just get an amazing deal at the Sheraton in Tokyo Bay. I don't know about the Tokyo Disneyland hotels, but the ones that we stayed at, the Sheraton was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed it. And Kanai and I stayed one night in the Sheraton Club Room. Thank you, Patreon. We stayed one night in the club room just to get a view, and it overlooks Disney Sea. And we had an amazing view of the volcano and the light show, and it was just nice to be able to use the club lounge for one night while my parents were also there. So highly recommend if you have a family or not, if you're coming as a couple to stay at the Sheraton. I don't know about the other ones. Hilton was sold out, so I couldn't stay there. Or the Hyatt. I don't know if it was the Grand Hyatt or the Hilton, but that didn't have any place available. The Sheraton is so big that they had rooms available, and we stayed there. We had a wonderful time. The meetup in Singapore is the first and main one's on the 18th in Sentosa Island, and there'll be information on Facebook. Right now, I have to get in touch with the people who asked to be assistants or volunteers to help me with it, because I have a feeling we're going to have a pretty good turnout in Singapore, so I'm going to need some people to help me out with that. So I'm going to get in touch with, on Facebook, I think we had about 5 people that want to help me out as volunteers, and I'm going to get in touch with them this upcoming week, and then we're going to narrow down what we can do, and then I'm going to open up the event page, because we're still like a month in advance. About a little bit under a month before it happens, so we get lots of time. Hello world from Brisbane. Hey, I stayed one night in Brisbane, So that was really cool. I didn't get to see much of Queensland, but I'd love to go back. I spent more time in Darwin than I spent in Queensland. Cairns I spent some time in for scuba diving, but Brisbane that's a place I wish I could see more of. Yeah, so it's nice to see you. Say hello from down under. Ever been to New Orleans? Not yet, but I would love to. As when I haven't seen enough of the United States, to be honest with you. When I left from college from Ohio State University to come to Japan, I was just like 1 year removed from college, and I've seen the world so many times over. But I guess it's something that we take for granted, the fact that we can see our own home country. I haven't been to Hawaii, okay? I haven't been to Hawaii yet. I haven't been to Guam, and Guam is like the closest island from the U.S. It's like a 2 hour flight or something like that. So I got to go to these countries and see more of my own country, which I think is something I'll do after the Olympics. I'd love to go to New Orleans. It's still raining in my country. We had amazing weather here in Tokyo, just really, really hot. What's for lunch today? I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder if Photo Luke Hawaii wants to go get lunch. I wonder if I can go and get some lunch with them, because my wife is away working right now. That'd be pretty cool. Must do a meetup in Toronto. I'm gonna see if I can go to Montreal sometime next year, because I have a client that I work with that's based in Montreal, and if I do that, I might rent a car and drive around Canada a little bit. Although Montreal to Toronto is kind of a hike, but it might be still pretty fun to see some of the country. Um, I originally grew up on the east coast of the U.S. So my mother's from India originally, and my father is from the United States. He was born in New York State, and they met in India through my father's work, and they got married in the 1970s, and I was born. I was born in Washington D.C. area, Washington D.C., and my father moved around on the East Coast a lot. That's kind of my story. I came to Japan in 1997, 1998, sorry, 1998, and I've been here pretty much mostly since then. Yeah, haven't lived didn't haven't lived back in the U.S. I've been a resident of Japan. John writes in about the DVD. Thanks for that. I kind of touched on this earlier on when we started this Q&A. So I'm going to be showing you the design of the DVD in a couple of days, and then I'll show you the trailer, and then I'm going to show you a preview, and then it's all coming out. So I'm gonna put this all into a video on the Kickstarter page for everybody, because we have people who want to buy the DVD as well, but I have to get it out to the supporters. When I got back from honeymoon, just so many things were happening that it wasn't until now that I can give you an update. So just check it out. Yeah, it's gonna be really awesome to get that out. And I keep saying this: the Kickstarter supporters are probably the most patient people in the world. You could get a VHS copy. Like, what? Yeah, no, there's no VHS copy, but you can buy the DVD later on and then transfer that to VHS. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's about it. I really don't have too much more to talk about. I want to thank everybody for these amazing gifts. The unboxing video, go back. I used Betamax before I used VHS, and my dad was a hardcore Betamax user until he didn't want to switch to VHS. He was very much into Betamax, and I remember I don't even know why VHS won. Betamax was smaller. Why? How do we get into this discussion? Betamax was smaller. I thought the quality was really good. It's just VHS was cheaper, maybe. I think because Sony made a mistake and made the machines hard to get and more expensive. So VHS won the day in the U.S. and that's how I guess it was. But I thought Betamax was far more superior. Yeah. So there you go. That's right. Trekkers knows Betamax is superior. That's right. Are you gonna buy a car? James. James, I'm so glad that you mentioned that before I got off. VHS was promoted better. I'm gonna be renting a car next week, and I'm gonna be making a show with Shingo for the main channel. I'm not gonna tell you what the theme is, but we starting the car episodes for the Only Japan main channel. It's gonna be pretty darn cool, and it's gonna be another thing that I can add in the repertoire of a different way to see Japan. A lot of people don't even consider renting a car when they come to Japan, which might be a shame. All right, hold on, guys. Hi. Hi. I got another package from. I get another package. Oh, hey, oh, you know what? All right, don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm gonna go and pick the package up when he comes, and I'm gonna show you what it is. And a lot of you have been watching the live streams. If you remember the one before I went on my honeymoon, you're gonna appreciate this. Okay. All right, just stay right here. He's gonna be coming up with another package. This is like an unboxing. Okay. All right, this is cool. This is cool. This is so unplanned. All right, stay right there. Don't go anywhere. Dun, 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 dun. So we have another unboxing. For those of you who are patiently watching this, this live stream has gone way longer than I thought it would be. This is more like procrastinating because I have so much editing to do. I'm rather so. Does anybody know what's in this box? It's from Amazon.co.jp. Although you don't see any JP, it's from Amazon. It's pretty big. It's this big. What do you guys think? What's inside this box? Well, I'll shake it for you. I'll give you a hint. If you watched the, it's not a new camera. If you watched the live stream of me and my wife in the airport before we went to Bali, then you might have an idea of what this is. It's not a lap pillow, although Nosh abroad is getting his lap pillow as soon as I see him. All right. I think Peter and I are gonna sign it for him too. Peter will grace his signature on a woman's lap. No, nothing. Curious. It's not a pillow. Dan, can you be more specific, Dan? Can you be more specific, Dan? Faye, no, not coffee, but you're close. All right, here we go. I love unboxing time. All right. Yes, it is Dan. Dan is in here. Sorry, Dan, we're gonna get you some air. Sorry, buddy. I can't believe that some people got it right. I can't believe some people got it right. How did they get it right? Dan got it right. No, so everybody who's been watching this knows that my wife got at the airport a white pair of sandals. All right. And I wanted to get it before we started the live stream. We ran out of time. We had to run and leave. And she wore her beautiful white sandals, and then I didn't have. I had like really the old cork ones. So I found that like on Amazon they were so inexpensive. So I got a pair, just like hers, but they're black. So then they're a little bit different. So we got black and white. And these are really light, and she said she loved them, so I definitely wanted to get these. This was so much cheaper on Amazon than at the Birkenstock store. And yeah, this is good. Oh man, it smells. Do you think anyone's worn these before? Oh, it has like that plastic new car smell to it. Oh. So we got Trekker says a Crocs man. I thought about going the Crocs route, but I went for the sandal. Nothing like the new sandal smell. But yeah, I wanted to get these, so then me and my wife, we got like matching sandals. She has white, I got black. You don't want to match with the same color, but these things are so soft, it makes me question whether or not they're gonna last. But from what people told me, these do last pretty good. And they're washable. I got these also because I'm going to be going to the island. A lot of people, who've been watching this live stream for like an hour know that I'm going to Ogasawara Island sometime this month. There you go. Let's see if it fits. Let's see if it fits. Oh yeah. Very nice. I can wear these inside because they haven't been worn outside yet. I can wear these inside. Yeah, so I'm going to Ogasawara, and I wanted some sandals that are waterproof, exactly to otaku. And these things are waterproof, so yeah, I can wear these at the beach and around the town. It's gonna be good. All right, I gotta go in and shave and eat lunch, and I don't know if I'm gonna meet with Photo Luke Hawaii, but they're on their way here, and I actually have a ton of work. I'm way behind. I gotta finish the design for the DVD today, and I wanna share with you, if you are a backer and you're watching this, I'm gonna share with you the designs together in the next I guess at the beginning of next week. I'm going to get online and share this with you because I want to get stoked on this project again. So thank you for that. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the support, the super chats. Thank you for the boxes of stuff. Like what? You know, this is I got this, but like I'm just so appreciative of all this stuff. In the next live stream, you're going to see Eric's Las Vegas in the background. And there will be another live stream. I'm going to be taking your questions. Until next time, everybody, have a good day and night wherever you are in the world. Thanks for watching. Okapi's in the other room. Bye bye. Vegas, baby! Woo! Awesome. Whoa! This is so cool! Bye, everyone. It's got grass. Look at this.